Hey you guys, okay, so today we are talking COBRA. Now this video is all about figuring out if COBRA is going to be the right choice for you. Now I'm actually going to put these into two parts. This first video that you're watching right now, part one, is basically what COBRA is and the info gather that you need to do to be able to make that decision of whether or not COBRA is right for you. And the second video is going to be what you do with that information, how you decipher it, and basically figure out, is COBRA right? And in what way COBRA is right for you. Now, all the information that we're gonna go over in this video, you can actually get in what I call the COBRA questionnaire on my website. That is actually linked down below. So what COBRA is basically the ability that when you stop working at your current job, you can take your health insurance with you for usually about 18 months. Right now, the employer is likely paying at least a small, if not a large percentage of your premium. And if you have your whole family on it, then usually not much of a percentage on them or none at all. When you go on COBRA, you are now going to be responsible for the entire premium. Now, the realization of exactly how much that your employer is paying on that plan for you is sometimes a little bit of a shock. Only paying $25 a month for you to have health insurance, great. And then you come off and you're like, oh, I have to pay $500 now. So finding out what COBRA is going to cost you is really important. The information that you need to be able to decide whether or not COBRA is the right fit for you or in what way COBRA would help you best is you're going to go to your HR department and you're going to ask them the following questions. Hey, what plans are available to me with COBRA? And two, ask them for a summary of benefits. That is that Excel spreadsheet of listing out, this is the deductible, this is the max pocket, my copays on my doctor visits, etc., etc. So then also ask for the full brochure. And this is the ones that are 30 pages long and really boring to read, and I geek out about. But the main thing is that, especially if you have any very specific medical needs that you need to make sure you have coverage for, you want to have those limitations and limitations and exclusions. So again, go to your human resource department, ask what plans are available. Then for each plan, ask for a summary of benefits, which is that Excel spreadsheet, and then the full brochure. Then for each plan, you're going to ask your human resource department for the list of information, pricing out the premiums for each thing. So employee, employee plus spouse, employee plus family, employee plus kids, and separate out that way. And then they'll usually have a column for medical, dental, vision, etc. And I put on the COBRA questionnaire on the website, there's actually a little Excel spreadsheet that you can fill in the amounts in there. You do want to find out what the different prices are for everybody, because one of the things too that I'll go into in video number 2 is that dental and vision, even if you don't take the medical part, a lot of times, especially if you have dental work to be done, dental and vision, having them separate, it might be more advantageous for you. Okay, so just to recap, you're going to an HR representative, you are going to ask what plans that you have available for each one, a summary of benefits, the full brochures, and then also the list of premiums listed out by type, so medical, dental, vision, and then any other things that you have, your critical illness, your short or long-term disability, AFLAC, etc. So that's all listed out. And then also across that way, but also going down of employee, employee plus spouse, employee plus kids, employee, a whole family. And now that you've got that bulk of information, these are the individual questions that you're gonna be asking your human resources rep, specifically about COBRA. So first and foremost, can you take dental and vision on their own, like separately? Do you have to take the medical, or can you just take the dental and vision? Number 2, does the employee have to be on the plan for another family member to be on the plan? Or can there be a family member on their own or a couple of family members on their own on COBRA? Most of the time, the employee has to be on the plan, but some companies I've seen that they don't, which depending on your situation may be fantastic. So again, ask if dental and vision can be separate, and also if the spouse or a separate family member like a child can be on the plan on their own without the employee. Okay, then you're gonna ask, how long can you have COBRA? Most of the time we're looking at 18 months. Then you wanna find out when your current coverage is going to end. Now, again, it's different depending on the company. Sometimes it's going to be the very last day that you work, you know what, that's it, we're done covering you. Sometimes they last it through that end of that month. Now, knowing when that is really important for a couple of reasons, and we'll go over that in the second plan, in the second video, but knowing that information is really important. Then you want to ask about the grace period. So what this is that, okay, you stopped work on the 15th, your plan ended on the 30th of June, and then the grace period means that you usually have between 30 and 60 days to decide whether or not you want to take COBRA. If on day 59 you decide you want COBRA, you're still going to have to back pay those previous days. So now you're going to be looking at those 2 months and that third month coming up into that you'd be paying COBRA, so be aware of that. Then, can I take family members off the plan at any time? Yes, you can end COBRA at any time. You don't have to go the 18 months, but sometimes if you end COBRA, you have to end everybody. So ask whether or not you can take another family member or yourself off a plan at any time. All right, my darlings. So just to recap everything, COBRA is you being able to take your health insurance with you after you leave your job, usually for 18 months. Now, to figure out whether or not COBRA is going to be the right fit for you, you're going to want to go and talk to your Human Resources Department rep. What you're going to ask them is, hey, what plans are available to me? Can I get the summary benefits for each plan? Can I get the full brochure for each plan? Then you also want to have the premium information, and that would be listed out like medical, dental, vision, and then anything else you have, and then employee, employee and spouse, spouse on their own, employee plus family, employee plus kids, etc. So all of that data information there. And then you're going to go through these following questions. How long does COBRA last? When does my current work coverage end? Is it my last day of work, or is it the last day of the month that I ended my work? How long is my grace period? Can I take dental and vision on their own, or do I have to have the medical? Can I take the plan without the employee on the plan? All right, you guys, you've got all your information together. Now it's time to go to part 2, where we're going to slice and dice and use that information to figure out if COBRA is the right fit for you and what way it is for you. So please like and subscribe and hit that bell to be notified every time I post a new video. Help you guys out, and I can't wait to see you next time. Have a glorious day.